just a phenomenal sale. Congratulations on buying lot 107.
Thank you, Robin. It was a good sale. I think everybody's happy. This particular horse obviously popped up on inspections. He was a standout horse in my eye from early on. And the Hong Kong Jockey Club phoned me last week and said that South Africa was back on the menu, and they just made inquiries about our export procedures, and there seems to be a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel in terms of improvement on our export protocol. So I suggested this horse to them, and they were very forthcoming, and we went through the vetting procedure, and he just took it so well, and he got shown so many times, and he was brought out multiple times by so many people. He just showed so well throughout the proceedings of the sale, and had Danny Ralston, who's the manager of the Hong Kong International Sale, on the phone during the bidding, and it was quite strong, I must say. Bjorn Nielsen and Greg Bortz were the underbidders in a partnership. It's quite a strong partnership. But luckily we managed to get him at 3.8 million, and he will go on to their international sale.
That's fantastic. So will he stay here for a little bit, or is he?
Yeah, he'll be here. When we bought horses for them during COVID in 2021, we bought 3 horses in Johannesburg, and they went down to Main Chance, and they stayed there for 4 or 5 months before they were exported. So he'll stay here, and then hopefully the Hong Kong Jockey Club can get a couple more horses, which they'll look at doing in April, and he'll join them, and then they'll get on a flight out of here in the second half of the year. They'll be off to England where they do residency, and then they'll get down to their pre-training place and prepare for the Hong Kong International Sale.
It's fantastic to see them here and buying the top lot.
Yeah, it's a good show of faith, which is good, and it's important to us. And as I explained to Danny, it's our inaugural sale, and it would be great to have them here. And luckily we were able to get a colt of this quality, because there wasn't really the depth of top end colts that would suit that type of buyer on this sale. Obviously the vendors were looking to see how our first sale went before they jumped in head first. And I think they just dipped their toes in the water more than jumping head first, which is very understandable, obviously. But I think maybe some will be thinking, well, we might have missed an opportunity, because there was a lot of high-end money and people that are leaving without a horse that they could have bought. I think Bjorn Nielsen got involved in one, and he may have bought a few more if horses like this were on the sale. And apart from just the Hong Kong Jockey Club, Amanda Skiffington bought a 2 million rand colt from Susan Culminson's farm at Fastfontein for Fiona Carmichael, Westwood Bloodstock. So that's fantastic as well, just to have those names and those people here buying. And they'll be back next year, and I'm sure we'll see a much bigger depth of top-end colt for them to all buy.
I had a quick look through the numbers. We see 10 horses made over $1 million. And it was also lovely to see a lot of European faces. I know Alan Cooper's involved in a horse now. Mark Johnston was looking at horses. Were you quite happy? Were the vendors happy?
Yeah, I think the vendors have been very happy, from who I've spoken to have that many horses over $1 million on 110 to 15 horse book after withdrawals. Is almost 10% of the sales selling for $1 million, which is good. And the average the final numbers are still rolling in, but it was at like 450 with a couple of horses to go. So that's a very strong average. And our big vendors are happy. And there were one or two of the breeders who were a little bit 50-50 of putting certain horses on, worrying about strength of buyers. And they did put their horses on, and they managed to get good money for them. So that was good. And we'll see them back next year, I'm sure, with bigger drafts and higher end quality horses.
Fantastic. Well, I think the positivity around the sale was definitely tangible, and it was nice to see faces here again.
Yeah, it was. I think this was probably the first January trip that the Europeans got to make post-COVID without travel problems, and they've thoroughly enjoyed it. And we obviously have our partners to thank for the show they put on. I mean, Main Chance had their international dinner on Tuesday, which was a success, and people thoroughly enjoyed that. And I think Cape Town really shows off this time of year, and it helps us with our foreign buyers, and that will always be an important angle to this sale. And obviously we're building up a 2-year-old program and a slipper race for this event, which will go up in prize money every year, especially next year when we see probably a bigger number of horses and higher quality horses. We will dramatically increase the stake of the Cape Racing Sales slipper. And we just want to try and build this auction into the go-to auction for big, early born, forward, well-grown, speedy type of colts and fillies. We want it to become second nature, that when a breeder has an early foal who's big and strong and speedy looking, they're thinking, we have to go to the Premier Sale in January.
fantastic. Yeah.
Cool. Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
Thank you.